Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we give you our exclusive access to all of our videos, 186 videos and counting. We just updated it. That's why I know how many videos is on there.
Bangers too, though. Bangers. You know, nothing too shabby. I mean, I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin marathon. We got Metallica on there, some Megadeth stuff. You know, I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there, man. So if you're interested, definitely check that out, guys. The link for that will be in the description.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
What's up, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers, man. And also shout out to everybody on Def to Radio that's following us there. That's our new Instagram, DEAF2 Radio. Make sure you guys follow us there, man. So we got
Cranberries, man. This is a big request.
Huge.
It's been a request. How long?
Man, for
a
years.
Long time.
Years. People have been trying to get us to the Cranberries. And how long have they been making music, man, is the question. I know I'm seeing the early 90s here, but for whatever reason, I thought that this was a like an 80s band. Maybe it was just the name, the putting the in front of.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
It just made me feel like this was an old school band. But looks like they're from Limerick, Ireland. They rose to international fame in the 1990s with their debut album, Everybody Else Is Doing It. What track is this on? We're doing Zombie today. What is this on? This is on No Need to Argue. So
No Need to Argue. Killing it out here.
And and I didn't finish it. So Why Can't We? Everybody else is doing it. So Why Can't We? Which became a commercial success. Some of the band's hit singles include Dreams, Linger, Zombie, which we're doing today. That came out in '94, Salvation, and When You're Gone. 5 of the band's albums reached the top 20 on Billboard 200 chart, and 8 of their singles reached the top 20 on the Modern Rock Tracks chart. Cranberries rank as one of the best-selling alternative acts of the 90s, having sold nearly 50 million albums worldwide as of 2019. They have received an MTV Europe Music Award, a World Music Award, International Achievement BMI Award. So, you know,
that's
very successful band. And it looks like they said alternative rock, Irish folk, pop rock, jangle pop. That's a first.
Jangle.
What is jangle pop? Jangly guitars and 60s style pop melodies. Okay. Post-punk. So, there we go.
Okay.
Heard of the name Cranberries. Even outside of Patreon, I've heard that name. But don't really know if we've heard anything from them. The Cranberries. Zombie. Billion views on the video, so it makes sense that we've heard the song.
But I've only heard the chorus because I didn't know it up until that point.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
what she said, "But You See" is when it started to sound familiar. One thing that I'm noticing is that I think her Irish accent, because they're from Ireland, is actually working out in her favor, and that's not always the case. When I can hear someone's accent in their singing voice, sometimes I'm like, no, it just doesn't sound good to me. But I think her Irish accent is just very, very unique.
I like the way it sounds though, overall though, dude. And I didn't recognize the song until we got into the chorus here. But I think her voice is very unique, you know, and maybe that's because of the accent, but it sounds good though. She has a good voice, even though it's still very unique. So, but I like the instrumentation in the song too as well. Yes. I don't remember paying attention to that because obviously I probably wasn't listening to this style of music. When did this come out? 94, yeah, absolutely not. I wasn't listening to this style of music back then. So hearing it now is still kind of a fresh listen to me.
The power
And,
chords are nice.
dude,
Yeah.
even the build up, even how it started and how it built up into the groove that we're in now, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds really, really good, actually.
Let's keep it going.
But it's, yeah, this is hard, man. This is hard. Yeah, this is hard. I don't remember loving this song like that back then. It's hard.
Mother's breaking, heart is taken over. When the violence causes silence, we must be mistaken. It's the same old team.
Yeah, she's got
since
us. She's doing this, actually.
1916 in your
I'm glad you said that.
She's actually killing this, dude.
I'm glad you said that because I know I like the way the song sounds, but what I think is separating this from a pretty just a good alternative rock song is I feel like she is their sound.
Yeah.
I think of like this. Her voice is so fucking unique, and when I think of how Irish people talk, there is this sort of oh, they look on the Irish.
Do it sound like a leprechaun or something?
I just knew it. I was like, this is. I knew when I like was moving my way towards making that attempt. I knew that shit was gonna sound ridiculous. But the point I'm trying to make. Let's keep it going, man. Let's get back to the shit, man. It's no redeeming that. I knew how dumb it was, and I was dead serious too. I'm gonna try to clean this up, man. Ryan's crying over here. I knew that was ridiculous, but the point I'm trying to make is that I think when the Irish naturally speak, I think that what comes along with their accent and the way they speak, I feel like there's voice inflections. So when she says, in your head, I feel like that's a natural part of how Irish people, how they speak.
Yeah.
So I think it comes across so unique and so their sound. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, I think there's a lot of bands you remove certain members and it's like, they can still make it happen.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
seen that. Nah, you take her out of it, the way her voice sounds, it's nowhere near the same. So salute.
And
salute
how
to her.
how we got there is I was like, dude, she's really killing
Yes.
this though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it speaks to how different it sounds, but how great she's pulling it off. Because this is clearly different. And I'm like, wow, she's actually killing this shit.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody though.
Yeah, man.
The music does sound very good as well though. All right, man. Let's keep it going.
When the violence causes silence,
Yeah, I know what you were trying to say.
it's the same old team since 1916. In your head, they're still fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are dying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Oh, 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 oh,
Powerful song that means
Yup.
that has to rock out.
Yeah. This is how you do it though, man. This is how you do it. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta say this before this ends really quick because I really want to enjoy the ending of this song because it looks like that's the outro. This is how you fucking do it. If you want to, if I was an artist and I'm going to introduce the world to a different sound, it better have elements in there that I can jam out to that is familiar to the listener. Because I don't personally like when it's so far off the beaten path that there's nothing familiar, because now I really have to stretch myself as a listener to be engaged to like anything about it because it's so different. Everything is different. This to me is this is the way to introduce, at least Ryan, this is the way to introduce the world to something new and different because it has elements in there that you are familiar with, but it's still different enough to separate yourself from what's being played in music and sound like everybody else. This is the way I would much rather prefer to digest music. Is different, but it still has elements in there that is familiar, so it's not just so off left field that I just can't even get a groove or I can't identify with anything in the song at all, and then you throw this element in. This is the way to do it, man. For me, I love the way that they embody this, even though I've heard this song when it came out, but I haven't, digested it the way that I am right now. And I'm really
all we
enjoying
remember
it.
is the chorus, just so y'all know.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all we remember. Is
Love this,
in
man.
our head.
Yep.
That's all we remember, man.
And that's memorable.
Very.
That's memorable, right? And it's very powerful, and it does take over the song, but you still have elements in here to jam out to. This is the way you fucking do it, man. Take notes. All these new bands coming out with this obscure shit. Take notes, but you can't duplicate it, though. You can't duplicate the shit.
All right, man, let's finish it on up.
Yeah, this is dope. This is dope, man. Powerful. Bring it back down. Got the bass. Hey, yeah, this is actually pointless. Really? Yeah, actually. Yeah, this is actually pointless. Yeah, it's actually dope.
Makes sense why I got 1.2 billion. Yep. Shout out to the bases.
Hey. I love that shit, man. Yeah. That is hot. I like that a lot, man. That's playlist for me. I like that a lot. That is hot, man. They did a really good job. This is on my stretch playlist, though. I have a playlist of songs that's not necessarily follows the same elements and constructs of songs that I would typically like, but it still is enjoyable and it's so different. Like the Massive Attack Angel is on like a playlist like that. It's just a little different, but I still enjoyed it. So it's gonna get a lot more play. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, this was great though.
Yeah.
This is a great song, man.
It is, man. I liked it a lot, dude.
But it seems to be, I saw something about war, with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns, right? So this is a war-centric song. I think it's maybe a protest type of song against war. So I feel like it was like the perfect storm of it's a protest, it's a song that's for a cause, but it still has a mass appealing effect to it. It's still very accessible, but still done well, played well, enough uniqueness in between the music and her voice for it to be just a good overall transcendent type song. Dude, they could probably make anything, quite frankly, and I'm going to think it sounds unique solely because of her voice.
Yeah.
I really do. It's not like they introduced anything in this musically that I just maybe haven't heard before in different forms. But what makes this sound so fucking unique and interesting to me is how her voice sounds. The way, even in the chorus, specifically when she hit this note, I was like, that zombie note. I mean, she went up with it though. It was like, or down one of the. I was like, that is so. It sounds good, but it's so interesting and unique to me.
Almost like a yodeling sort of.
Kinda,
but it's unique and it still sounds good.
It's almost like a way to make your voice crack, but it sounds good though. Like your voice is cracking, but the shit you pulled it off somehow. You know what I mean? Like you fall on stage, but you do a backflip in an era of sorts, right? But she somehow it's just part of her repertoire. I think it's really, really dope. So I think that they're probably gonna have, regardless of how their music sounds, in terms of just it being common to what we've heard before, I feel like her voice is always gonna be the separator between other alternative bands that may have similar sounds.
I get it. But they killed that though.
They killed it. Shout out to the whole band, but a big special shout out though to Dolores, the lead singer. Shout out to Dolores, man. Shout out to everybody. The song sounded good. Everything. The bass work.
The bass work was dope.
Was really
too.
nice in there. Shout out to the bassist, Mike Hogan. Shout out to him. That name sounds familiar. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've done something with Mike Hogan, but I could be tripping. Mike Hogan sounds familiar. Shout out to the guitar work. Noel, it looks like the brothers here. I don't know, Noel Hogan or whatever. And you know, everybody there know. Everybody involved with it. But Dolores, though. Special. Big special shout out to her. I love her voice. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel. If you're interested, it will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Las Vegas.
We out.